Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing amazing. Can you please let me know if you can hear me well? I was making some tweaks here with my system. Hopefully, you can hear me well. How are you? If you're just joining, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're joining from. I want to talk to one specific person on this stream, just one. You're a senior tech professional. You are employed. You've built something real. You're earning 150,000, 200,000, 300,000, or more. You've put in the years. You've delivered the results. You're the person other people lean on at work. And from the outside, your career looks great. But you know something nobody else knows. Your job is running and ruining your life, your evenings, your weekends, your health, your family. All of it organized around what your employer needs. If that's you, stay with me for the next about 20 minutes because tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm running day 2 of the Switch Jobs Challenge. And you can still join. I want to start with something specific. There's a moment, maybe it's happened to you already, maybe it happened this week, maybe it happens every Sunday night. It's the moment when you realize your job stopped being what you do and started being what your life revolves around. You wake up, you check Slack before your feet hit the floor. You answer an email at the dinner table. You miss your daughter's game because a meeting got moved. You skip the gym because the deadline shifted. You cancel the trip because the project slipped. It's the Sunday afternoon when your stomach starts tightening. It's happened to me because Monday is coming and you hate it. You haven't even left your house yet, and your weekend is already over. It's the dinner with your spouse where you're physically there, but mentally you're rehearsing tomorrow's meeting. It's the moment your kid asks you a question and you don't hear it the first time because you're checking email under the table. It's the friend who calls you up and asks, "Are you happy?" And you don't have an answer. Or worse, you have one and you don't want to say it out loud. So you tell yourself, next year, after this quarter, when things calm down, after this project ships, after bonus season, after my manager changes, after we hire that next person, after things stabilize. But things don't come down. They never come down. The next quarter just becomes the next quarter. And one day you wake up and you realize you've been waiting for permission that's never coming. Nobody is going to walk into your office and tell you it's time. Nobody is going to give you a sign. The sign is the fact that you are watching this right now. Now, if you've been thinking about switching jobs, you've probably tried one of two things. Option one, you ask your current employer for better conditions, more flexibility, more respect for your time, better compensation. But you walk into that conversation softly because everything you depend on is on the line: your income, your stability, your security. So you soften the ask. You compromise before the conversation starts, and you get a partial yes or a polite no, and nothing really changes. Now, option two, you say, "Fine, I'll just find another job." And you start applying. You start tailoring resumes. You start writing cover letters nobody reads. You spend hours on each application and you hear nothing back. And after a few weeks, you stop because the process is exhausting. It's a full time job just trying to escape your full time job. Both of these feel hard for the same reason. You're approaching them without leverage. Because if you depend on one job, you can't negotiate. You can only accept what's given. And that's why your job controls your life. So I want to tell you about 5 people. All of them were employed when they came to me. All of them were earning well. All of them had built something real. And all of them were stuck. Khadijat. When Khadijat came to me, she was employed, but she was way underpaid. She knew it. She felt it. Every day she walked into that job, she knew her work was worth more than she was being paid. We worked together, and she landed a new role, a great role, significantly better pay. She started on a Monday, and 4 days in, on Thursday, she messaged me, Brian, I have a problem. I just received another job offer. It's better aligned with my career path. It pays even more. She thought I'd tell her to stay at the new job, be patient, don't burn bridges, don't damage your resume. I told her, quit. Because here's what most people don't understand about staying in a job that doesn't fit your life. You're not being loyal, you're not being patient, you're not protecting your career, you're shrinking it. She quit, tactfully, of course. No bridges burned. In fact, they wished her well, they were happy for her. She's now in a role that pays even more, aligned with the life she actually wanted. 2 job offers, back to back. That's what happens when you have leverage. Chris, I want to tell you about Chris because Chris's story is the one I think about the most. Chris had been at IBM for 13 years. 13 years, same company, same office, same routine. He was earning $230,000. By every external measure, he was successful. Stable career, senior title, healthy salary, the kind of job his parents would brag about. But internally, he was being asked to do things that didn't align with his values. His company was selling services to clients in the public sector. Services those clients didn't actually need. This happens to a lot of you. And they wanted Chris to help close those deals every day. He was being asked to do something that quietly chipped away at who he was. And on top of that, he had a son. He has a son who played baseball. He still does. And Chris was missing every game, practice after practice, game after game, season after season. The boy would come home and ask, Dad, why didn't you make it? And Chris would tell him the truth. Work. Always work. Chris came to me so miserable, so desperate to escape, that he was willing to take a $70,000 pay cut. He wanted to drop from $230,000 to $160,000 just to get out, if it was necessary. Again, he was willing to drop from $230,000 to $160,000 if it was necessary. So he was willing to make $70,000 less per year. That's not just a one-time thing. It's per year, just to escape an environment that was costing him his integrity and his son's childhood. So I told him, if you want to take a pay cut, you don't need me. You don't need anyone for that matter. I don't believe in pay cuts. In under 2 months, instead of dropping $70,000, we increased his salary by $115,000, from $230,000 to $345,000. And he went from account executive to director at a company he loves. He gets to watch his son play baseball. The last time we talked, he said, Brian, I'm the king of my kingdom. I can build this as large and as high as I want. That's the difference. Not the money, the power, the agency, the ability to look at his son and say, I'll be there and mean it. By the way, all of this that I'm sharing with you, you can find it near the bottom of my LinkedIn profile within my recommendations, 150 plus that you can read one by one. Incredibly meaningful, incredibly rich. I appreciate them so much. People who have taken the time to share their transformation through this. Kieran was a VP in tech, vice president in tech, earning $400,000 a year. By every external measure, he had made it. But Kieran knew something most people in his position didn't know. His days were counted. He had been informed his job was coming to an end. He had a runway and the family that depended on him. Imagine when you are earning $400,000 a year, you're building a much more comfortable life. So with that big compensation that we get used to, we also spend more, we invest more, we build more, you get it. He had a choice. He could panic, update his LinkedIn to open to work. He knew this was coming to an end. start applying to anything that came across his feed, take whatever offer came first, or he could move strategically, quietly, while he still had time, while he still had income, while he still had leverage, because being employed gives you that leverage. So we chose option two. And in 3 months, we landed him a new VP role at $540,000 a year. That was a $140,000 raise. No step backwards, no demotion, no panic move, just the next move made strategically before the runway ran out. Leonardo was overworked, underpaid, micromanaged, and massively overqualified for the role he was in. He came to me feeling like his value was invisible, like nobody saw what he was actually capable of. Like he was wasting his 30s in a role that should have taken him 20 hours a week to do, but was somehow eating 60, working way more. So we moved him into a management role at a company that actually saw his value. His salary increase was 137%, not a 37% raise, a 137% raise. He more than doubled his income. And just as importantly, he got back his evenings, his weekends, the time with his wife and son that he had been telling himself he'd make up for someday. Sometimes when you move countries, as it was the case for him, you settle, you think that you have to start from the bottom, and so on and so forth. Not the case. You don't have to. You have the talent. You just don't know how to play this game. Daniel, let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel was a senior data scientist, earning well, getting married in 5 months. He was about to build a life with his wife, but he was bored out of his mind, trapped in a role that didn't fit the future he was about to build. He wanted to switch into machine learning engineering, but he had no formal experience in that role. He wanted to work fully remote, 100%, no exceptions. He didn't want overtime. He wanted to be paid fairly, and he wanted to feel a sense of fulfillment. These were the conditions that he was looking for. And he didn't want to budge. He didn't want to move from any of them. We worked together for 5 weeks. In one 2-hour evening, Daniel applied to 109 jobs. That's it. One night, 2 hours. And from those 109 applications, he landed interviews with 16 companies in 24 days. He received 5 job offers. 4 of them came in the same week. Today, Daniel is a senior machine learning engineer. So he was looking for machine learning engineer. He got senior machine learning engineer without the formal experience. It's 100% remote, no overtime allowed, even when he offers, okay? Even when he offers, can I work extra? No, you're not allowed. In healthcare, making people's lives better. And he doubled his salary, 5 weeks. These aren't outliers. I have over 1,000 case studies like this. Maria did it in 21 days. Ian did it in 18 days. Omar in 19 days. Nyan in 25 days. Nicole in 13 days. Employed senior tech professionals who decided their life would no longer revolve around their jobs. Their job would revolve around their lives. Now, I want to pull back the curtain for a moment, because what these people share is not luck. It's not timing. It's not being more talented than you. It's leverage. Here's what most people and most senior professionals don't understand. When you have one opportunity, please pay attention to this. When you have one opportunity, you have no power. You accept what's given. I understand you want to switch jobs, but when you have just one opportunity, you just accept it because you have nothing else. You are kind of desperate to want to leave that job, so you just grab onto the next one. But you have no leverage, no options to choose from, so you just accept what's given. You negotiate softly because you're scared to lose it. You compromise. When you have 5 opportunities, everything changes. Everything changes. You stop accepting conditions. You negotiate them. You choose. That's the difference. That's the only difference. That's what matters. The reason most senior professionals struggle to switch jobs is not because the market is bad. It's not because of AI. It's not because you are too senior. It's not because you are too expensive. It's because the way you are taught to switch jobs creates scarcity. Apply to a few jobs, wait weeks, tailor every resume. Tell me, please, if you hate tailoring your resume. Writing cover letters. You write cover letters? Do you tailor your resume? Let me know. You tailor your resume, you write cover letters? None of these people that I just mentioned, and 1,000 plus others, have tailored their resumes or written cover letters, ever. You land one interview every now and then. Maybe you receive one offer every now and then, and you cling to it. You settle. That's the trap. The way out is landing multiple interviews and receiving multiple offers in the same week. Daniel did it in 5 weeks. Chris did it in under 2 months. Kieran did it in 3 months. Nicole did it in 13 days. Ian did it in 18 days. And once you have multiple offers, your job stops controlling your life. You start choosing the life you want, and your job adapts to it. That is the ultimate position of power. Now, I want to address 3 things I hear most often from employed senior professionals watching something like this live stream. And you're thinking, yeah, but my situation is different. The first objection that I hear is, Brian, the market is terrible. Companies are laying people off. There aren't enough opportunities. Wrong. The data tells a completely different story. Between 2022 and 2025, employment among software developers aged 22 to 25 dropped by 20%. Meanwhile, employment for developers in older age categories stayed stable or grew. Junior tech hiring is collapsing, and senior tech hiring is holding up. Why? Because AI is absorbing entry-level work. What's left is the work that requires judgment, context, real-world problem solving, experience. That's you. The second objection that I hear is, I'm too senior. I'm too expensive. Companies want younger, cheaper talent. That's what people think. Also wrong. Companies don't hire based on age. They hire based on risk and results. When a company has a problem they need solved, they're not thinking, let's find the youngest person we can. They're thinking, who can solve this problem fastest with the least risk? That's you, if you know how to communicate it. And objection 3 that I hear is, my employer might find out I'm looking. This is the one that keeps employed professionals stuck the longest. Here's the truth. The system we teach is designed to be invisible to your current employer. You don't post on LinkedIn that you're looking. You don't change your headline. You don't update your status to open to work. You move quietly, strategically, predictably. And by the time anyone at your current company has any idea, if anyone has any idea, you already have multiple offers in hand. Last night, I kicked off day 1 of the Switch Jobs Challenge. We covered the strategy, the ultimate position of power, the 4 steps that make all of this possible. And the people who inside that challenge right now are senior tech professionals, most of them employed, most of them earning $150,000 a year, $200,000, $300,000 plus a year, learning the same system that helped Khadija, Chris, Kieran, Leonardo, Daniel, and over 1,000 others. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern is day 2. Clarity and targeting. This is where you stop casting a wide net, where you pick one role, one destination, and reverse engineer the path there. When I'm saying one role, I'm not talking about one job posting. I'm talking about the one role with hundreds, thousands of job postings within that role. And if you cannot find those hundreds or thousands, we explain to you how. Then day 3, that's tomorrow, is interviews. Day 4 is negotiation. That's Thursday. And then day 5 is orchestration of resume, LinkedIn, and the application strategy. So if you join now, day 1 replays unlock immediately. You can watch it today and be live with us tonight for day 2. The investment is $97, anything that anyone can afford, for 5 days of live training. The same system I charged $22,500 for in one-on-one coaching. structured into a guided group experience. And you get to see each other. There's a group where you will be able to meet each other. There's no risk. If you show up, you go through the challenge, you do the simple daily homework. It's very, very light homework. And you don't feel it was worth it. I'll personally refund every penny. No questions asked. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. You have two paths from here. Path one, you close this stream, you go back to your day, you handle the Slack messages, you handle the meetings, you handle the emails, and 30 to 60 days from now, you're sitting in the exact same chair. Same Sunday scaries, same missed games, same dinner conversations where you're physically there, but mentally you are somewhere else. That's path one, and it's real. It's a real path. Most people on this stream will choose it. Path two, you take 30 seconds right now to register. You unlock day one immediately. You watch it today, between meetings, over lunch, whenever you have a window. You show up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for day two. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. And you start moving. And 30 to 60 days from now, you're sitting in a different chair, in a role that pays more, respects your time, lets you watch your kid's baseball game, lets you have dinner with your spouse without your phone in your hand. Nicole did it in 13 days. Ian did it in 18 days. Omar in 19 days. Maria in 21 days. Nyan in 25 days. That's path two. And it costs $97 to start. Day two is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Registration is at switchjobschallenge.com. I will put it in, I'll drop it in the links. Let me see if I can put it here in the links. Well, I'll put it in the links. Switchjobschallenge.com. Okay. So two questions before you click off this stream. Why not you? And why not now? Drop your questions in the comments. I'll get to as many as I can. See you tonight at 8.